let me ask you this. Did you know that there was a deodorant to brighten up your armpits that we make them smell good? Well, I, Jackson Curtis, use deodorant every day before I leave to work. The deodorant I use is Secret Grit. Why do I use women's deodorant? Because Speed Stick is no good, all kind of thing. Old Spice, ooh, let me gonna tell you about that. I don't trust that brand at all. So you better be listening. It all started when I was watching TV and I was into some Earth into Luna. Suddenly, during the commercial break, I saw this somewhat ad of Terry Crews talking about shower while he was talking about Old Spice. He claims that it smells like power. I smelled my deodorant stick and he kept on talking and noticed that it smelled like Speed Stick. Now there was where real crap got. After later on that evening, I was out in the bar with boys who were named Noman Osborne, Grandpa Joe, and Captain Pud. We all talked about Old Spice and what was going on TV today, and Captain Pud had to tell a joke about it. Old Spice was another weird of old-ass spicy Dorito. I agreed with this joke and told my friends that I'm gonna go home now and that I will see them tomorrow. After, while walking to my car, I noticed what looked like to be a light spawning near a parking meter. I wasn't sure if I should approach it because when Emmett touched a piece of resistance from the Lego movie, he got arrested immediately. That's when I heard a voice saying that they have a secret, and I could see now how the light was using a magic woman. I asked what she was doing on the street, and she told me that I should never trust Old Spice, because people who would use other detergents would get a broken wall by Terry Crews, or whatever that name is called. I wouldn't want that to happen because every month I gotta pay the house bill, and if the wall was broken, it ends up forcing me to pay a bill of $2,000. So I never made sure that didn't happen by barricading the walls of my house. The next day I got in my car and drove downtown. They didn't have work on Friday since that was what my business came up with. While driving, I saw a girl with an orange dress holding the thumbs up and meaning that she needed a ride. And I asked her where she was off to, and she said she was going to Feeders to see Onward. The girl's name was Mikan, and after I dropped her off at the Feeder, I went to my friend General Asquith's to do some tea, and with a little chat. And that's when Mr. Asquith said that he uses Speed Stick. Once he said that I knew where he was going. Terry Crews on his shoulders and screaming and busting through the walls. He said that Old Spice smells like power. Now we all know that, but what Terry Crews did was something horrifying. He had actually had some people such as Cole Musgrove, McGrath, Lewis, Stevens, and Muddy Grimes, and they took a gun out and told General Asquith to start using Old Spice or else he'll be meeting God. That's what General Asquith did. I went home like nothing happened, and the next morning, I turned on the TV to notice an emergency alert system, detailing the threat of Terry Crews breaking into people's homes and telling them to use a simple deodorant brand. Now, this is why I don't trust Old Spice anymore. I grabbed my wife and 2 kids and we went somewhere safe, and we went to a strange place emitted from the overboard town. It was perfect there. This girl named Luna served as our butler for everything. Well, it's been nice chatting with you. I gotta make a dip in the pool in the place now I live in. Toodle-doo. And that, my little pretties, was Why I Don't Trust Old Spice, a funny pasta written by Ashley Armbruster. Ashley Armbruster, I want to thank you so much for the story. Now, the story itself was actually really good. I gotta be completely honest. I really have to say that this story was actually pretty good. It's basically everyone's using, a simple brand deodorant. Like, this one person's, like, breaking through walls just because they want, everyone to use a simple deodorant. Like, to be completely honest, I'm going to say this right now, that when it comes to deodorant, I really am going to say right now, like, I don't really care for any like, kind of deodorant that I get. Even though I get usually female deodorants, deodorants for girls, I don't really see why anybody would get that upset about it. Like, everyone is different when it comes to, getting certain deodorants. Like, everyone is different when it comes to that. Like, I'm not trying to sound like a hypocrite or anything, because I know some people do use deodorant in different brands. I guess it's just because whenever they're comfortable with it, they really do that. But, with all due sincerity, I have to say that this story was absolutely amazing and well done. I definitely have to say that, this story was actually really well made in this sense. I know this is meant to be a funny pasta, so it's not meant to take it seriously because it's a funny pasta, so I guess I can't really blame too much about it. Well, overall, I have to say that this story was actually really well done and well made. It was decent. It really did pretty good. Now, I could definitely say this story. Oh my goodness, this story was absolutely amazing and well done. I really hope Shadow, narrates this in the future. So, of course, that's just my opinion. But I really have to say that the story was absolutely amazing and well done. So, Ashley Armbruster, you did a pretty good job with this story. I do have to say, you did a really good job with this story. I think I did notice maybe a few grammatical errors throughout the story, just a few of them. And I believe there might have been a few punctuation errors. But other than that, the story was actually really well made and detailed. Like, here's the thing when it comes to buying deodorant. I usually go for the best deodorant that they have for women. Like, I don't want a certain deodorant that, is not great. I look at the ratings of deodorants before I buy them because, to be completely honest, here's the thing when it comes to that. I use men deodorant sometimes, and I don't usually do that a lot, but only if I don't have deodorant or if I see my brother's deodorant lying around, I would use deodorant then. But other than that, I really don't use men's deodorant, and I usually use females' deodorant. So, that's just a little fact I decided to say. Overall, I could definitely say that I do appreciate was the good grammar, the storyline of how the episode went out, and the flow of it is just amazing. Like, I definitely have to say, I could see this being the case with the funny pasta, with all the characters, liking certain brands of deodorant, and, one's having a disagreement. So, it's okay to have a disagreement over something that you don't like. Like, that's okay. I could definitely say, we don't really, we don't like the same deodorant or same brand and that. Like, there's so many brands of deodorants that there are so many brands. Like, there's Secret, there's, I don't know, there's some other ones that are pretty good too. So, but I definitely have to say, Secret's actually a pretty good one brand, but I don't know why it's expensive. That's the that's a question I really been wanting to ask myself. Why is that deodorant a little bit more money than others? You know, that's just a thing that I'm really wanting to know is why is that the case? Well, I definitely have to say it's actually pretty interesting, but at the same time, I have to say it's really well done and really well made, and I have to say it's really cool and really well made, and I have to say the story was actually really well made and amazing. So I definitely have to say the story actually did pretty good, especially when it continues on. So of course that's just that time. So that's just because the story was actually really well made and well done. So I definitely have to say, if you guys really enjoyed this story, I really highly recommend you take a look at it. Now, I really have to say that this story was absolutely amazing and well done. So, of course, this story was actually really good. So, I'm definitely saying that right now. It's really amazing, really well done, and I have to say it's really amazing and well done and pretty well made. So, I definitely have to say, Ashley Armbruster, you did a pretty good job with this story. I definitely have to say, it was really well made, it was very well detailed, and it's actually pretty good in matter of ways. It's pretty cool. So if you guys really enjoyed this story, I highly oh yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm kind of like wanting to wrap up the review. I can't really find anything negative to say about it because I already said about a few things that were negative. Just a few punctuation errors and spelling mistakes. But other than that, the story was absolutely really well done, really well made, and I found this story to be rather good as well. And it is funny at certain parts. So when I first narrated this, when I guess a day or so ago, I ended up having to, do a couple retakes because it was just really funny. And it was just silly too. So I have to say, this funny pasta was really well made, Ashley Armbruster. I hope you make more of these because these are pretty good stories that you're doing. And I really appreciate the good grammar and stuff. Okay. Now, like I'm going to say right now, I'm going to say this now, that this is simply my own personal opinion, And if you disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these curry pastas or funny pastas, if you prefer to call it this a funny pasta. And that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these funny pastas, and this is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of this story would have to be I'm gonna give this one a 8.5 out of 10. I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10 because it was a really well made story. There was definitely time and effort into the story. There was definitely a lot of good grammar and stuff, and the story went out very well. That's just the flow of it. It just ended up being really amazing and well made. So that's definitely a plus for that. So with that being said, the grammar that had a few punctuation errors and grammatical errors, they just need to be fixed up at certain parts, but other than that, the story was absolutely beautiful, well made, and very well detailed too. So that's definitely something I'm saying that right now. So, anyways, with that being said, what did you all think about this funny pasta? Or curry pasta, whatever you guys prefer to call it. Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this story a lot better. Leave me know your thoughts down in the comments section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you're brand new here to this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload so that you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I will be seeing you all in the next video. Peace out, and as always, please roll the outro because I'm out.